Dear friends, today we will discuss with you about the Right to Education Act, which was enacted by the Parliament of India in the year 2009. We will discuss in which states this law has been implemented and in which states it has not been implemented. We will also talk in detail about the damage caused as a result of non-implementing this act properly. According to Mr. Nelson Mandela, the first president of South Africa, education is the most powerful weapon that can be used to change the world. Education is not just a necessity, it is a basic human right. Education has immense power to transform individuals and society. With the help of quality education, people acquire knowledge and skills which enable them to take sound decisions in life. Education helps in overall development of individuals, societies, and nations. The Indian Constitution seeks to strengthen the social fabric of democracy by providing equal opportunities to all. In the year 2002, the right to education was made a fundamental right through the 86th Amendment to the Indian Constitution. According to Article 21A of the Indian Constitution, every state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children from pre-nursery to 8th standard. The right of children to free and compulsory education, that is RTE Act 2009, was passed by the Parliament of India in the year 2009. According to Section 12(1)(c) of the Right to Education Act 2009, the unaided private schools not receiving grants from the government are required to admit at least 25% children belonging to the weaker sections and disadvantaged groups and provide them free elementary education. The government shall reimburse such per child expenditure to such unaided private schools towards providing elementary education as per the provisions of the RT Act 2009. With a view to ensure implementation of the RT Act, Section 38 of the RTE Act 2009 empowers the appropriate government to make rules. Accordingly, the government of Punjab had framed the rules known as Punjab Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Rules 2011. These rules were notified by the Government of Punjab as per their notification dated 10th October 2011. While framing such rules, the Government of Punjab made a provision under Rule 7(4) of the Punjab RTE Rules 2011 that if the students belonging to weaker sections and disadvantaged groups are unable to get admission in government or government-aided schools due to non-availability of seats or for any other reason, then their parents and guardians will approach special category schools or unaided private schools for getting admission to avail the benefit of 25% seats therein. The real intention of the Indian Parliament in passing the RTE Act was aimed at empowering the poor children with the right to quality education even beyond the government system by allowing 25% seats to the poor students in the unaided private schools. However, by imposing the illegal and unconstitutional NOC condition under Rule 7(4) under Punjab RT rules, the very purpose of the provision made under Section 12(1)(c) of the RTE Act has been defeated. By doing this, the Government of Punjab has bulldozed the RTE Act, which resulted in the intellectual genocide of the poor students. Thus, it is quite clear that the Punjab RTE rules made by the Government of Punjab are clearly against the provisions of the RTE Act because no such condition of NOC, that is Rule 7(4), has been imposed in the RTE Act passed by the Indian Parliament. Clearly, this condition is against the intended objective of the RTE Act so far as the admission of children belonging to weaker sections and disadvantaged groups in unaided private schools to the extent of minimum 25% seats is concerned. Thus, the Punjab RT rules framed by the Punjab government are illegal and unconstitutional in nature as these rules are contrary to the objective of the RTE Act, according to which the private unaided schools are bound to provide minimum 25% admission to the children belonging to the weaker sections and disadvantaged groups. Thus, it is obvious that on the one hand, the RTE Act has empowered the children with the right to quality education even beyond the government system. But on the other hand, the inclusion of Rule 74 in the Punjab RTE rules framed by the Government of Punjab, imposing a condition on the children for getting NOC from government schools, has practically nullified this fundamental right to education in one go, as there are no fixed seats in the government schools of Punjab like MBBS seats. Not even a single NOC has been issued in the entire state of Punjab since 1st April 2010 till date, due to which the admission of poor kids in private unaided schools in Punjab has not become a reality. As a result of this, the RT Act has been proved to be a futile and ineffective in the state of Punjab. It is not out of place to mention here that all other states and duties, including Government of India, have not imposed any such condition in their rules like the one imposed in Rule 74 by the Government of Punjab under Punjab RTE Rules 2011. Due to imposition of this condition, about 10 lakh children have been deprived of quality education under RTE Act. This is a retrograde step for a progressive state like Punjab, which has resulted in irreparable loss of quality education of such children during the last 14 years from 2010 to 2024. As per Article 254 of the Indian Constitution, the laws passed by the Indian Parliament are supreme and the state governments are duty bound to implement such laws. The state governments cannot make any law or rules contrary to the laws passed by the Indian Parliament. In case of a conflict between a central and state law, the central law will prevail. Besides, the state governments are not at liberty to make any law or rules contrary to the objectives of the laws passed by the Indian Parliament or the Government of India in our federal setup. Thus, Punjab RT Rules 2011 are contrary to the RTE Act passed by the Indian Parliament. This is relevant to mention here that the right to education has now become a fundamental right since 2002 as per 86th Amendment of the Indian Constitution, and the RT Act 09 has also been implemented with effect from 1/4/2010 in the entire country except the state of Punjab. Therefore, the provisions of Rule 74 made in the Punjab RT rules as mentioned above is also unconstitutional. The purpose of making rules by the state government is to ensure smooth implementation of the RT Act and not to dilute its legal provision or to create hurdles in its smooth implementation. This is not out of place to mention here that the audit of the implementation of Right to Education Act by the Punjab government was done by the CAG of India. His audit report containing the audit findings about the RT Act 2009 for the year ended March 2016 was placed in the Punjab Vidhan Sabha in the year 2017 for further appropriate action. It has been mentioned in the audit report that the Punjab government had not even identified the eligible students belonging to the weaker sections and disadvantaged groups as required under the RTE Act for ensuring their admission to the extent of at least 25% seats in the unaided private schools. Moreover, the directions given by the National Commission for the Protection of Child Rights, New Delhi, to implement Right to Education Act have also not been implemented by the Government of Punjab. This is worth mentioning here that the case of denial of admission of poor students against 25% of the seats in private unaided school, namely Dayanand Public School, Nabha, the Punjab and Haryana High Court had decided the case in favor of the poor students. The private unaided schools cannot be permitted to deny admission to children. The state and its functionaries have a duty to ensure that the provisions of the Act are in place and its functionaries are duty bound to initiate necessary action in terms of the law and against any unaided private school which does not comply with the mandate of the RTE Act. It is interesting to note that an appeal was filed by a public spirited person before the National Commission for NCSC against the illegal NOC condition in the Punjab RT Rules 2011. NCSC had also issued directions to withdraw illegally 7(4) of the Punjab RT Rules, but the Government of Punjab did not bother to withdraw the same. The Punjab government argued before the NCSC that the withdrawal of the Rule 7(4) of the Punjab RT Rules 2011 would involve additional expenditure of Rs 1,500 crore every year, and that this would also help private schools. Both these arguments were factually wrong, as no such additional expenditure is involved as per the RTE Act. In fact, only per child expenditure incurred in Punjab government schools is required to be reimbursed by Punjab government to private schools in lieu of 25% admission to poor students. Such per child expenditure on reimbursement against 25% admission to poor students is actually much less as compared with the fees which is being charged by the private schools. The scrutiny or the examination of the reply furnished by the Education Department of the Punjab government to the NCSC has in fact revealed that the Education Department had not only misled the NCSC in 2018 but also the subcommittee of the then Council of Ministers and the Chief Minister, including the Finance Department, which calls for investigation for further appropriate action in the matter. Even if we assume that there will be an additional expenditure of rupees 1500 crore on admission of 25% poor kids in unaided private schools, even then the cost involved is very insignificant for the quality education of poor kids in the state of Punjab. This amount is quite less, keeping in view the total budget of rupees 1.96 lakh crore of the Punjab government for the year 2023-24. Thus, the Punjab government is not ready to spend even rupees 1500 crore on the study of poor students. But Punjab government has incurred huge amount of rupees 20,200 crore on the power subsidy for the year 2022 and 23. The total expenditure on allowing 25% admission of poor students in unaided private schools under RT Act comes to just 0.76% expenditure, which is less than 1%, as compared with 10.28% expenditure incurred on the power subsidy into the agriculture sector. Many schemes such as free power supply, Tirth Yatra, free bus service, Shagan scheme, etc. are being implemented by the Punjab government without conducting any demand survey or without any demand by the people. Majority of the people are financially sound who can avail of such facilities at their own level without depending upon government help. The Punjab government is spending huge funds running into thousands of crores on such schemes, but ignoring its legal duty to provide quality education to poor students in private schools as per the Right to Education Act. This is important to note that all the Indian states and union territories, including Union Territory of Chandigarh, which is the capital of Punjab, which has much better government schools than that of Punjab, are seriously implementing 25% admission to poor kids in unaided private schools. Even the government of Delhi, led by Mr. Kejriwal, is also providing 25% admission to poor students in unaided private schools. It is a fact that the kids of ministers, MPs, MLAs, IAS, IPS and PCS officers, etc., and even the employees of Punjab government, including education department, are studying in private schools. Their kids are not studying in government schools because the quality of education is better in private schools. If the quality of education in government schools of the Punjab state has improved as being claimed by the government of Punjab, then the education of all such kids should be made mandatory in Punjab government schools. Further, despite directions issued by the various authorities like the Prime Minister of India, President of India, Punjab and Haryana High Court, NCSC, CAG of India, Department of Education, Government of India, National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, the 25% admission to poor kids in private schools as per Right to Education Act has not become a reality in Punjab state. Due to this harsh fact, the students and common people are feeling cheated. Moreover, despite requests having been made by various people and media reports, the successive governments of Punjab did not bother to withdraw the unconstitutional Rule 74 of the Punjab Right to Education Rules 2011. In the circumstances explained, the government of Punjab is required to take a policy decision for the withdrawal of unconstitutional and illegal Rule 74 of the Punjab Right to Education Rules 2011 as notified by the Punjab government. as per their notification dated 10th October 2011, in tune with the letter and spirit of RT Act 2009, so that the children belonging to weaker sections are able to get 25% admission in private unaided schools of Punjab in the interest of justice, fair play, and quality education. This would definitely help the poor students in achieving greater success in life instead of finding themselves in the labor market or in low paid jobs or proceeding to foreign countries like Canada and Australia, etc., after doing IELTS as being witnessed in the state of Punjab for the last more than one decade. Thank you very much.